Hello and welcome. Before you get started with the lecture series for Standard 3 for the Oklahoma Academic Standards, let's talk about what it is all about, an overview. It helps to understand what they're wanting out of you for the entire standard before you begin to work on it. In this standard, there are critical reading and writing skills. Students will apply critical thinking to reading and to writing. In the reading portion, they will comprehend, interpret, evaluate, and respond to a variety of complex texts of all literary and informational genres from a variety of historical, cultural, ethnic, and global perspectives. For the writing portion of this standard, students are going to write for a variety of purposes and audiences in all modes. They're going to use fully developed ideas, strong organization, well-chosen words, fluent sentences, and appropriate voices. As an English teacher, I look at this standard and I realize that this is the part where I have to have patience and take a lot of time and encourage my student to have patience to develop those critical thinking skills. This is not a standard that comes very quickly to many students. The best way to become a critical thinking person with reading and writing is by reading a large variety of text. You can encourage your student to do daily reading of different genres of literature. Please make sure your student is reading on their lexile level or just above. Make sure they are comprehending their text. Have conversations with them about the books that they are reading. Have them articulate or talk to you about what they're reading and explaining what they are reading. A good way to have critical thinking skills for writing is to have your student do daily journal writing. Provide a prompt to them to where they write. They're in 8th grade now. They should be able to free write at least one paragraph with 5 or 6 sentences to a journal prompt each day. You do not have to make up journal prompts. You can find many journal prompts on the internet. Just Google the words journal prompt. You can even look for 8th grade specific. This will help the students to explore their free writing skills. I do not suggest that you grade a student on their grammar and composition for journal writing. I do suggest that you give them a grade for accomplishing and expressing themselves through their writing. We want our students to develop a love of reading and writing. Therefore, we want to help them to find text that they love to read and to explore their own opinions about a variety of subjects in their writing. This is a very good way for them to develop those critical thinking skills by exploring things that they like first. Let's break down something here for literary analysis. Literary analysis, which is very heavy in this standard, is where you have to use those critical thinking skills. This process is not a fast one, so please be patient with your student and with yourself. It takes time and it takes much patience. So when you're looking at text and you're trying to break them down and you're answering prompts in your writing, it is very important for you to practice as much as possible. For the steps of the process for writing, it is very important that you encourage the student, or if you are the student yourself, to develop a good habit when you are writing for essays. You want to look at your topic or read your prompt. You want to focus on that topic by reading your prompt very carefully or reading the question that you are supposed to be answering. You need to brainstorm. You need to use graphic organizers. You need to answer that question, why? Then you need to come up with a thesis statement or your claim for your process. You want to be proficient at gathering textual evidence from those texts that you are reading that will support your question. Make sure everything ties back to that original passage prompt or to the topic that you have been given. Make sure you have a strong conclusion. And then you want to look at how to introduce, quote, and analyze your evidence. These process steps will be explored in the videos for Standard 3. Some of the substandards of this standard are stated here on this page. There are 9 substandards of Standard 3 for the Oklahoma Academic Standards. You're going to be talking about comparing and contrasting, point of view, literary elements, literary devices, finding and using textual evidence, text structure, inference, developing topics, and developing introductions and conclusions. Thank you very much for joining me here today, and I hope you enjoy Standard 3 and learning what it's all about.